Hi, I'm Josh from Iconnect Systems Integration Inc., a leader in Pro AV and IT systems integration. Today we have our guest from Onelan, Mr. Bruno Villette, and we will talk about digital signage and how digital signage impacts the community during this new normal. Hi, Bruno.
Hi, Jobs. Thank you for having me in this webinar. So, as you just say, I'm here in China. I'm based in Shanghai, and I'm in charge of Onelan for over 10 years already, managing the distribution in mainland China, but also in Asia. So, just a few words maybe on Onelan. You may have heard last year, 2 years ago, 2018, Onelan was acquired by a US company by the name of Uniguest. And last year, another company, another UK company, Triple Play, was also acquired by Uniguest. So now we are in a bigger group under the Uniguest group. We keep the brands of Onelan and Triple Play. We are, in a way, a sister company. So we will see some merging of the technical platform over time. For now, we are still focusing on the Onelan product, and we have a lot of things to promote on the market right now.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you for a quick update on what's happening with Onelan. Uh, we are really looking forward to more collaboration, and we're really excited with the new partnership or new acquisition with Triple Play. So, again, thank you for being our guest. I would ask you a few questions, and let's start with the current situation. Are there any changes with how digital signage is used? And can you give some thoughts about the current trends and the changes that would happen?
I believe we will see more usage of digital signage over time. What we can learn from the current experience is that face-to-face interaction, person-to-person, might not be always so easy as we expected. So we can expect some people will look into solution where you replace this interaction with a person to screen. This will be just message, direction, guidance on screens, and this can be also touchscreen with interactive content. The fact is that displays themselves are getting cheaper. You can get more screen or bigger screen for the same amount of investment. So we can expect to see more screens over time in public venues, in schools, universities, office building, and even corporations. Another thing we can expect is on the retail market, we will see some changes. We have all been forced to be online shoppers. We were not able to go out for shopping, and we have to rely on the online sales. This is not totally new. Many people were already adept at that. But some people were a bit reluctant, and now they have to go to make the step, and they have to adopt this new way of shopping. When this is over, I'm not sure that the retailer will try to convert back these people to go back to the stores. Rather, they will be looking at ways to make the store a different experience, and we are talking about customer experience inside the stores. This is, again, not something totally new. We have seen this trend already coming, but I expect this to become really the major trend in the coming months and quarters. This has to do also with the fact that LED displays are getting more popular, cheaper, very versatile. You can put them basically everywhere in your point of sales, from the ceiling to the floor, to the walls, the staircase, and of course the product shelves. There can be any size, any shape, so they are really very versatile and can really make a global design in your stores. This means also that the designer for the store is very likely to request that all this LED display will play in synchronized mode because they want to have a dramatic effect in their screen, in their stores. So all these trends, if we look at the impact on the digital signage solution itself, they all point to the fact that the CMS will become more and more important because you will have to handle more and more screens of different size, different shape, different type, LED, LCD, video wall, and you will need to do that in a very flexible way.
Thank you for the insights, and indeed, I agree that there are a lot more LED installations right now. And I think that is one of the main focus, or one of the displays that we need to integrate to moving forward in the future. But there is a recent trend with manufacturers. I'm sure that you have heard of this, a term called a solution called system on chip. System on chip, which is basically it's a processing unit that greatly enhances the value of the display, giving them the capability to run apps locally on the display itself. Uh, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that it is a good choice for the customers moving forward, and or is it a threat to digital signage specialists such as Onelan and the others?
Definitely, we see what we call SoC, system on chip, becoming more popular. The answer is clearly no. This is not a threat for digital signage brands like Onelan. This is still basically a display. Onelan is not proposing display. Display manufacturers are our partners, not our competitors. Of course, you can say that we used to sell the players as a hardware, and this player now becomes part of the screen itself. This is not an issue for us because the value of the Onelan solution is much more on the software and on the CMS. And when you use an SoC, you still need the software running on it, and you still need the CMS to manage this. And I agree that this is a trend that we will see growing because SoC is a very cost-effective solution. It's easy to deploy, especially for some projects such as quick service restaurants, where you have SoC to be used as a menu board above the selling desk. You may have to dispatch a lot of displays across the country, and you want to have a possibility to install them without having to move around your IT team one by one shop by one shop. And the SoC is a very good solution for that with a strong CMS because you can really manage that all remotely. Very easy to deploy, very easy to manage. So they are not a threat. We do see the chance of doing that. Now we also see this trend coming for a couple of years, and we have decided to partner not only with one brand, but we work both with LG, Samsung, even BrightSign, because in fact BrightSign is not a display, but in terms of technology it's quite similar to SoC CPU. And advantage for our customer is that the Onelan CMS is able to manage any kind of mix of such players. So you can have one CMS, that will be able to manage Onelan player, but also LG, Samsung, SoC displays, and even BrightSign displays. This will allow the end user to adjust and to select in the best way what they need for each specific need in the network.
I'm quite surprised you have mentioned BrightSign, which is a known brand in digital signage, and I'm sure it's considered in a way as one of your competitors. What is the advantage of Onelan compared to the other competitors in this digital signage space?
Very early, Onelan decided to develop the digital signage with a purpose to make it very reliable, stable, and easy to use. We decided to use Linux. We decided to use user interface via the browser, make it very easy for the end user. Of course, you can always think of getting PC players and getting smart engineers developing some content to put on the screen. But this is not enterprise level digital signage. You will not be able to last. You will not be able to scale up. Onelan developed a digital signage with the idea that we want to offer a solution that can work from very small network to very large. We have now some networks with thousands, tens of thousands of displays. Besides this, we also learn from our end users of the way they use the digital signage and what they wish that we can improve. And we have added over the time features that we call productivity features that will allow the end user to achieve on the screen, on their networks, what they need for their own business without having to spend too much time creating too many layouts, too many channels. These are features that have been developed really from the feedback of the market, from our end users.
So, yeah, from the explanation given, it seems that the CMS of Onelan is really a superior solution when it comes to deployment to on enterprise digital signage. So another question. Recently, like the SOC, many displays now are running on Android. Uh, there are Android TVs, Android screens. There are Android players as well, and you can connect those Android players to any display. What are your thoughts about this? I know that they are quite cheap or lower priced compared to the standard enterprise media players and boxes. Do you feel that this is a good choice for customers, especially if they're on a budget?
Android TVs are basically product for consumer use, not for digital signage, and not for professional use. When we talk about Android players that might be connected to a professional display, HDMI connection, so going for Android player indeed can look like a cheap solution, a cost-effective solution. The point is that Android has been developed first for mobile technology, for your mobile phone, your tablet, your watch, not for digital signage. And the Android family of products is changing very quickly over time. Every year or so, you get a new Android platform. And you have to understand that every year when you have a new Android coming out, it's pretty different from the previous one. So if as a customer rolling out a network of digital signage that you will probably build over time, you keep adding more players, more display in your network, you will inevitably, if you go with Android, you will inevitably end up with a mix of Android devices which will belong to different platforms. And this is extremely, extremely difficult for anyone to have a CMS which is able to manage all this. So I would say the Android is cheap, but is also a short-term solution. I would say if you just need a solution for 1 year, and after 1 year you know you won't use it, maybe you go for an Android, that's fine. But if you intend to invest in a digital signage solution that you expect to use for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, we have a lot of customers in Onelan with these players running for more than 5 or 7 years. If you're on this kind of time frame, going for Android will end up being expensive because you will need to keep changing. They will not last. They are not reliable, and they will not allow you to keep growing on your network. And you will need to refresh the whole thing after a few years. So this is really a thinking on return on investment. Every customer will see whether they want to calculate on 3 years, on 5 years, on 7 years. But the return on investment of strong solution like Onelan has to be calculated over a bit longer period, like between 3 to 5 years.
Thank you for the clarification with how Android Player is used. So, yeah, I do agree that the Android players are quite cheap, and if you're maybe talking about a few players and not really with bigger management capabilities, then yeah, I feel that it's good enough, but I agree. We still need enterprise grade signage solutions, just as Onelan, if you want centrally managed content and more features. So yeah, those are good points. Thank you very much for raising that. Uh, Last question. This year, 2020, it has been quite tough for everyone. Has been going through a lot because of the pandemic, and it has changed how people interact. It has changed how people communicate with each other. It has changed how retail companies or retail industry works, and all of the other industries are required to or forced to adapt. Are there any? What are your thoughts on this? Do you feel that the industries that usually work with digital signage, do you feel or do you think that there would be great changes in those industries?
There will be some changes in the application in the market, as we discussed a bit at the beginning of this discussion. So more digital signage in a lot of venue because Some signage will come to replace the face-to-face, person-to-person interaction. Also in the retail shop, as we say, with development of LED display. I think another change probably will be linked to the fact that we are going to see that travel restrictions will probably remain for a while within a country and even more between countries. So what we approach a bit just now when we talk about SOC is that I expect that we will have a lot of projects where one of the issues will be how to deploy, how to install, how to set up, how to train the people. And solutions that require a lot of people moving around to install, to set up, to train, to debug, will be solutions that will be very difficult to implement. On the contrary, solutions that will be able to be well pre-configured, prepared in advance, where the dispatch of hardware, the local installation, plug it to the Wi-Fi, plug to the power, can be done easily locally, and the rest of it can be done remotely through a strong CMS. This type of approach will be much easier, much faster to deploy, and I believe this is one of the trends that we will see. Now, if we look into the people meeting each other, traveling, meeting their customer, meeting their supplier, their partners, we also have to expect that this will be more difficult, just like today I'm still in Shanghai. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be in Manila to attend in person this discussion. Last year or 2 years ago, I was in Manila. So this type of evolution means that the usage of meeting room, especially conference room, or even just a room where I will go with some of my colleagues just to isolate ourselves, use our own device, and go on Zoom to talk to our customer, to our partner somewhere else. All this kind of meeting room in an organization will be in even more high demand in the future. So we do see that there will be this need, and this is something that we expected already even before the COVID. We have been working on a solution for room booking, meeting room booking solution. I have one here, device, which is what we branded as Reserva, and which is connected to our digital signage platform as well. We do see this evolution gaining even more momentum in the coming months and quarters.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts about the industry and the changes, and thank you for introducing your room signage brand, which is Reserva. For everyone who's listening to or watching this webinar, you can check out our other videos to know more about Reserva as well as Onelan. So, Bruno, we've come to the end of the show, and I would like to thank you for your time in sharing your thoughts about digital signage and about how it is changing with the coming of this new normal.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Okay, so for the people watching this webinar, if you want to know more about Onelan, Bruno, can you share your website or maybe other resources that they could check out?
I will. Yeah, I will. We have onelan.com or reserva.co.uk, and I will also have a pleasure to introduce more in details our solution in some PowerPoint presentation and some demonstration. That you will have a chance to understand more. And also, I'm happy to go into a question and answer session. It's always good to hear from the people on the ground facing the customer, working on the projects, what are the type of concerns that they have. For us, it's important to learn, to answer the question, of course, but also to learn what are the concerns for the people on the ground.
Thank you. So that ends our session today. Again, this is Japs from Iconnect Systems Integration Inc. So if you would need more information, you can always visit our website at www.iconnectph.com or send us an email at sales@iconnectph.com. You could like us on Facebook, subscribe, and you could also like our page in Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updated with our new videos and new product updates and webinars. So again, thank you, be safe, and have a good day. Bye-bye.